Hey everybody, Mr. Stoffel here. I'm giving you a short little video on how to use some online editors. First things first, you should access the document that says Step 5, Using Online Editors. After that, there are some simple directions that I'm going to walk you through. I'm going to ask you to use at least 3 online editors. The 3 that I've chosen are Grammarly, Hemingway Editor, and Typely. Your job is to go through and copy and paste your paper or personal narrative, I'm going to change that, into each site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an example from Stephen King's book on writing. Here it is. It's pages 189 to 193. And I have already cut and pasted it into the various online editors. So all I need to do once I get in here is press Control A. I'm going to then, that selects everything. I'm going to press Control and C. That copies everything. And then I want to choose my editors. So I've opened my document. I've selected anything with Control A. And then I've copied everything with Control C. So now I'm going to go back to my page and say, figure out, okay, I did my little screenshot. Now I need to paste it into Grammarly. I can click on this app or the web link and it'll open to Grammarly. Then all I need to do, in my case, I already have an account. You might need to sign up. It's free. All you need to do is paste it in. And then I have to make some decisions. What kind of paper am I going for? I'm just going to click I'm telling a story. Get it over with. Easy. Nice and quick. So then what I want to do is once I get all this information is first things first, I'm going to use my snipping tool. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to go to the Windows key here and I'm going to type in snip. I'm going to click on the tool. I'm just going to try this one. And I'm going to make a new snip. I've already got one up. Sorry about that. I'm going to make a new snip. And then I'm just going to take a copy of this image right here. Once it does that, I copy it. I go back to my document, and I'm just going to replace this with my new piece of information. There you'll see me recording, and then you'll see the snipping tool. Now, I've already done this in the case of Grammarly. I've done it with the Hemingway editor, which is right here, and I've done it for Typely. And all I want to see is that you've actually taken your paper through these different processes. So what does that mean for you? Well, here's what it should mean, is when I click into Grammarly, it's going to go through and it's going to say, here are some possible areas that you might want to address. In Stephen King's case, and he's a professional writer, right? It's identified 24 issues of correctness. It says it's pretty clear writing. It's pretty engaging. But then it'll actually go through and say, okay, look at this word, booklet. If you think, yeah, I want to change that, I'm going to click change. Which made. Now I'm going to read through it and go, I had finished the memoir, my curriculum vitae or CV, which attempted to show some of the incidents and life situations which made me into the writer. I would say that made, yeah, I could probably see that. We get rid of which for that. Fine. But maybe I like it. So I'm going to stick with which. And I'm going to go through each one of these corrections and decide, ooh, this one looks like a spelling error. So anytime you have a spelling error, you really want to double check and go, Percocet. Oh, Pacrocet is not, but Percocet is in their dictionary. So I'm going to change that. Once I've made all those changes, I'm going to take this newest kind of cleaned up version of my essay. I'm going to copy it again and select it again. So Control A and Control C. And then I'm going to go to my next editor. This time, right, I'm going to take my newly revised paper to the Hemingway app. And again, I'm going to paste it in. And this time, right, it goes through, and again, on the side, it tells me, here are all things that you might want to think about fixing. All right, so it identifies, hey, you've got 13 adverbs. 6 passive voice usages, a couple of sentences are hard to read, and a couple more are very hard to read. So then it's my job, again, as the writer, to go through and decide, am I going to take that advice or not? So right here it's advised cataclysmically. Because of my cataclysmically smashed hip. Could I just say because of my smashed hip? Sure. But maybe I like the word cataclysmically in there, so I'm going to stick with it. Again, I want to go through all the possibilities, and then once I've made those corrections, I'm going to select everything again, Control A. I'm going to copy everything again, and then this time I'm going to go to Typely. And again, I'm going to type everything in, and it'll go through, and this time there aren't as many corrections here to make, it looks like, but it does identify a couple of them. In this case, it tends to focus in on kind of word choice issues. All right, so those are the only instructions I have for you. Please, as we just review here, remember, you're going to copy and paste your document into 3 online editors: Grammarly, Hemingway Editor, and Typely. When you do that, decide whether or not you take the advice. Any changes that you make, fine. When you're all the way done, right, what you want to do, and I ended on Typely, is you want to copy it, go back to your document. And remember, in Schoology, we have this personal narrative final draft template. All right, so if I click into my assignment, what I should be able to do is then go through and I'm going to paste it in there. Now, some other things to notice here, right? Your last name is not Stoffel. Change it to your last name. All right, so I'm going to paste in the document now. Now, there are some issues here already I can see. So I probably have to kind of clean up the formatting, delete some things. I see everything centered. I don't want that. Otherwise, it looks like it might actually be pretty good. So I'm just going to select everything and make it left justified. That moves my title to the middle. I don't like that. And I can see, ooh, my paragraphs aren't indented anymore, so now I probably have to go through. I'm going to get rid of that extra space and indent it. So it looks like I've got just a couple of little formatting things to do here to kind of clean it up. Get rid of the spaces after paragraphs. Delete. Press the tab key to indent. And then it looks like I've got a nice, clean, edited through Grammarly, Hemingway, and Typely, a copy of my paper. So once you get all done with that, then you should be able to submit your personal narrative. If you have any questions, I'll be back in class tomorrow, Thursday, March 3rd. I'll see you then.